has just begun. The choices he has made, his bed is already laid, 'cause he's a dead man walking.
Great. So we are joined again by Conrad this week. We won't be joined with Xander this week as he's sick. So what happened last week is you managed to make it out to the distress signal. You guys checked it all out. You guys looked around, poked around the ship, found a bunch of cool loot. You guys didn't end up actually exploring the distress signal, for there was another. You detected another ship coming, and you guys left a buoy with a message on it, and then hightailed it out of there before investigating it. You deciphered that the focus of the distress signal was coming from the asteroid itself and not the actual ship. And with that, you guys ended up returning home to the Capo system. Was there any questions about what happened last week, or anything from you guys about what happened last week?
I don't think I have any lingering questions.
All right. When you did land, you did proclaim your story to the crowd, the small crowd that
I did at least
met
proclaim success and showed off a cool gun.
And then the administration of the colony was like, "We need to ask you what happened. We saw the condition in the ship in which it came back." So that's where you are now. You guys have spent some time, maybe the last night, just finally sleeping in your own beds again. And it's the day after you guys have arrived, and you've all been summoned to the command center to discuss your mission. Is there anything anything specific you guys wanted to do in the night between, like you guys know this meeting is going on in the morning. Is there anything specific you guys wanted to do since arriving before the morning? I guess I should ask that.
I guess Jimmy doesn't have much of a plan other than actually cleaning up for once in like the last 2 months, I think, at this point.
Conrad's gonna drop off the divorce papers under his wife's door. He doesn't want to interact with her, but he finally signed them. So
I feel like I missed some story.
Yeah, tell us about this wife. What's going on? Is she also here on? So she's obviously here on this colony.
she is. He just doesn't want to talk to her. She's the most wretched person in the universe, apparently. So.
All right, so you've dropped off the papers. What does your wife do on this colony?
She works for the company as well, but I think she's in a different department. Let's say she's a scientist, so he's able to avoid her most of the time.
What's her name?
Karen.
Is that also spelled with a C, or is it spelled with a K?
It's clearly with a K. Every station has a Karen.
Yeah.
And man to see the colony's manager.
She's a Seegson scientist Karen. That's her official title.
Seegson scientist Karen. She actually supervises the process to reach the manager. She's all in scientific engineering of workplace workflow. That's her scientific study.
Yeah, well, that didn't go so well for their marriage, so.
I'm wondering if she's investigating how to expedite visiting the manager, or if it overcomplicates actually communicating with the manager.
I don't know.
So you've dropped off your divorce papers there. Sounds like everyone is just going to show up to the meeting. When you do, you see there's a group of 4 people that are sitting like kind of almost like one of those Senate meetings where they've got a large table where they're all sitting behind. There's a little table kind of
and we've got our
very center
conference
of the room
tables in front of that one. Yeah.
There's 4 people there, and you recognize all 4 of them. Of course, you see there's Sophie, the head scientist. There's also Roman Carey, who is the corporate liaison with Siegson. So that's Conrad's basically the head honcho of Siegson. His name's Roman. There is also two other members that are affiliated with Siegson. There's a woman named Madison, and she is a member of the Gemini Exoplanets, which is the kind of mining company affiliated with Siegson. And then there's a guy named Tex Jacobs, who is the head Siegson survey scientist. So they're all four sitting there, kind of awaiting your arrival. You're ushered in by security, and the Sophie kind of calls off security. There's no need for security. Please take a seat. We'd love to hear about your expedition and your exploits. We've seen the condition of the ship, and we've got some folks doing diagnostics on its current condition. But we'd love to hear from you guys what happened and how it got in this case. How it got in the shape it is.
Well, it's a little bit of a story. At least to cut it short with the ship itself. It's mostly just travel damage, honestly. We didn't have a whole lot of parts to repair it until the final leg of our journey, where, well, at least now we do have most of the parts we need to put it back into good condition. We'll be short on spares, but it'll be perfectly serviceable at the end, I think. So, at least as far as summarizing things, mission accomplished, everything's gone great, we got everything we've ever wanted.
Now,
the longer form is going to take a while longer, but I thought you'd like the good news first.
Now, why exactly did it take you twice as long to return with the ship?
Well, that's was partially explained in some of the communications I sent over to all of y'all.
Now, yeah, we did receive this. It was partially explained in the communications. We're here for a more thorough explanation for what happened.
Well, and Jimmy's gonna go ahead and take a look over at Conrad and go, I don't know, Conrad, do you want to explain why exactly it had to take so much longer? Do you want to maybe disclose exactly what you did?
Gladly, Jimmy. And Conrad kind of like grabs Max and like scruffs his hair, and he's like, "We got in a little trouble at the station that we landed on to get the ship. Ended up in a gunfight. Nobody was killed.
It just ended up in a gunfight. Is that it?
And it
did you maybe
up...
skip a few parts of the story here?
Yeah.
How exactly did you end up in a gunfight? And this is a question from Roman, your boss.
Well, we were trying to find some parts, and it turned out the best way to get some parts might have been to infiltrate the cargo on the station. Of course, that didn't turn out so well for us, but...
I see. And you started a gunfight on the station with the UPP security?
Technically, the guards... I was just trying to get the cargo onto our ship.
Well, technically, you got shot in the leg, if I recall.
That's true. They did shoot me in the leg.
Just to confirm, they shot you after you stole cargo from the station? I just want to make sure my notes are correct.
Precisely.
Okay.
And I'll have it down on the record. This happened in about 2-3 hours while I was busy trying to go over the ship and do some repairs. Now, that it went to this so quickly is far beyond my expectations. But I had no involvement whatsoever in Conrad's actions. Which, fortunately, the station security was understood.
Yes, about that station security. I see that the ship designation is a little bit different than when we purchased it. Any comments on that?
Well, in the interest of attempting to get everyone back home, not sending them off to UP prison for decades, and actually completing the mission overall, uh, I arranged a deal that the ship is now a designated prison ship, and these two are technically prisoners of that ship.
So you are telling me that we are currently harboring UPP criminals outside of UPP space?
Now, they're not exactly keeping a close eye on it, but we have the ship, and as long as none of them bother to take a close look, maybe we'll have the time to change the transponder again.
Ah, so we should illegally change the transponder again. Okay. And what is this I'm seeing about a cargo run to Rousian 2?
Right.
What happened there?
Uh,
What
that was
cargo?
ultimately the exchange made. The ship already had some cargo before it became abandoned by its former crew. We opted to continue the contract, and in exchange, of course, got a little bit of assistance, as formerly noted.
I see. I
The
see.
trip to Rousian was honestly very nice, rather uneventful, simple delivery mission, only complicated by the fact of natural disaster on the planet.
Ah.
You may have
Well,
heard of transmission of it at this point. Actually, did I put
I
that into mind? I can't remember at this point, but
will check the
Rousian's
log.
not doing too good anymore.
I see. And then I guess it comes to the last point. Where did all this scrap come from? Where did
Encountered a
all these
derelict on the
parts
way
that you have
home.
on your ship? I see. And
We
uh,
investigated distress signal. We didn't find the source of the distress on the ship. We didn't have a shuttle. It was too dangerous to explore the asteroid they were attempting to mine at the time. Uh, and another ship was arriving, which would likely be more capable of exploring the source of the distress signal than us.
what ship was this?
We have it here on the travel logs, and I'll just go ahead and push that over.
Oh, I see. And you made contact with them?
Uh,
Were they
we
able to investigate the distress?
we left a buoy to them for them at the time. We opted to continue the mission and return home.
I see. So you
There was no
arrived
further
at a
assistance
distress
we
signal.
could provide. Therefore, we only indicated that what we've done, what we could accomplish, and what needs to be done. They should be
So
fully informed when they got there.
you arrived at a distress signal, scrapped the ship you found there without disabling the distress signal, and then fled the scene after detecting another ship. Is this correct?
I'm just trying to like mentally go through that in my mind real quick.
It is correct.
No, it's not.
That is what happened.
If there was anyone to rescue, we were incapable of rescuing them. And given the light of the scenario we were in, where, as noted, we're technically a prisoner ship on course outside of UP space, I thought it may be best to not interact with anybody.
I see. Well, thank you. This has been most enlightening to everyone here. Uh,
Now,
we will have to review these additional documents, and for now, I guess you can all return to your typical duties. Um,
I have, of course, forwarded the conditions that Conrad is under, and those should probably be noted for the future.
yeah, yeah. That we've also received those. If Conrad, would you mind staying behind for a few minutes?
Sure.
Oh, great.
All right, come
Uh,
along, Max.
oh, and yes, if Jimmy, if you could take Max by security, just so that they can review the rules he's under as well. It says here he got arrested too. What
That's
what part
correct.
did he play? What?
I'm trying to think like what words Jimmy would use here, and he's just in the midst of like trying to hold back like a whole bunch of swear words, and goes, he definitely played a part of troublemaker here, and I'll be escorting him to security, and definitely making sure I give him a bigger talk now that we're finally home as well.
All right.
I'll have
See
the
that you do
situation
that.
handled, sir. Come along,
And
Max.
so they dismissed the two of you,
Mhm.
just leaving Conrad in the room. Rolling sighs.
Conrad kind of just leans back.
What happened, Conrad?
I did what I had to do. Roman or Roland? Is it?
Roman. What? We didn't tell you at all to attempt to rob anyone. You are a company representative.
To be
We
fair, it
cannot
was,
have Seegson's name on people that are shooting up stations and trying to rob people in UPP space. UPP is hostile enough to corporations in their zone of control. This could do nothing but damage our reputation.
not necessarily damage your reputation. I think Conrad kind of is getting kind of manipulative. He's like, you see, you need someone like me, Roland. You don't have anyone like me in Seeks. I'm willing to do whatever I need to get the work done.
You're saying I need someone who shoots up a station and gets caught and arrested as a UPP prisoner?
To be fair, it was a very difficult mission. We were given a ship that was completely derelict and had no, it needed a lot of upgrades. I was given a quote of around 100,000. We certainly didn't have that money.
It says here the ship was completely operational at the time.
It was leaking. We would have put our lives at stake for radiation. And isn't that funny that you would put our lives at stake?
This is the frontier. Conrad, I'm afraid that Seegson is no longer going to be able to associate with someone of your criminal background.
Are you saying
Your
I'm fired?
Yes.
Come on, Roland, please.
You have today to move out of the
Where will I
Seegson.
go? No.
I'm sorry.
He like falls to the ground and like curses his wife's name. Karen.
And I'm sorry with your security risk. I'm afraid you're not going to be able to stay with Karen in your joint apartment in the Seegson C block.
My wife divorces me and now you're firing me? Are you really is this really happening?
I didn't know about Karen, Conrad. I'm sorry to hear about your wife,
She'll bring you all down.
but it seems like this is all coming at a rough time. It seems like that might be why maybe what's caused such rash decisions. But the colony, we've talked to Sophie here, and the colony is okay with you still working and helping out, but as a colonist and no longer a representative of Seegson.
All right.
Well, it was a pleasure working with you while we had you. I'll see you around there, sport.
Yeah. Are you gonna pay us for the mission, or is that out the window too?
Well, there are some extensive damages to the ship,
Ah,
but
you're all criminals.
well, at least we don't get caught. Is there anything else, Conrad?
Conrad just like takes his sunglasses off and throws them on the floor and walks out.
So you're going to leave your Ray-Bans behind?
Yeah.
Your signal of office?
Yeah.
That's-
Fucking yeah, my status is gone.
So you walk out of that meeting, and what do you three want to do? You have the run of the colony. What? Some people had some experience points.
Yeah.
I see, Jimmy. You're pointing out the
Container
container.
stats.
Yep. The container stats are actually the location of German refugees from UPP space.
Yeah, it looks like
Where,
they're taking home in some containers.
That's exactly what happened. At the same time as the Seegson colony was formed, the UPP sent a colony as well,
Hmm.
and their colony didn't quite get as good of a start, and the UPP inevitably decided to move in other directions and let Seegson take over the colony. This is all information that you guys know from being
Yeah.
at the colony for a while. And so the UPP came back and recovered their colony ship, but left all the colonists
Oh, how nice.
and all their, I mean, all their containers so that they could still have a place to live. So
This is so degrading.
Well, I've already left the meeting, and I believe the first task was, of course, just taking Max down to security.
all right, so you go to the security office. You're-
Nice seeing you again. I know I'm in here pretty often. With Max. For Max.
What's Max gotten into now? Do you have a safe trip? Welcome back, by the way.
Well, I had a mostly safe trip, but thanks, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Of course, Max made it much less safe. Want to guess what he did this time? It involves a gun. Guess what he did with it.
Oh, with a gun. Did he try to shoot the propane tanks again?
Oh man, that would have been beautiful and probably have killed hundreds.
I mean,
but not
why
quite.
is he recovering from burn damage?
But no, this time he decided to point it at himself during a shootout with security on a space station.
Oh, yeah, that is a little bit of an escalation.
Just a
of
little
his
bit,
usual
don't you think?
antics. Yeah. What? So, oh yes. And so he goes over to his computer and starts pulling up files. Yes, I'm seeing the report. Well,
Yep.
we'll log it on his personal file.
I know you always have my back when he gets into trouble, but well, you see how
You gotta be more
serious things
careful.
are right now.
You got to be more careful with him. If he's trying to do something like this, it's going to put the entire colony at risk.
I know I can't leave my eyes off of him, but I thought if I just left him with Conrad for a bit, Conrad would look after him for a second, but they match in the history of the galaxy. On such a low percentage chance, two people of the exact same personality stumble directly into each other and cause a massive mess. And I'm not sure how I could have predicted that. It just turned into such a mess.
Well, we're going to have to continue monitoring his locator beacon again.
Yep.
You've got a locator watch, correct? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to have to monitor it again. You know the drill. No restricted areas. Going to have to stick to the safe zones. You understand that, Max?
Sure thing, boss.
Now, despite all this, we did cover a couple interesting things. Maybe you heard about that gun yesterday.
Oh yeah, we've got that in the arms locker.
Yeah. And the quad bike is still up there on the ship. I think we can get that back down once we get a shuttle.
Yeah,
So what do you
I
think?
mean,
You, me, and Max on a prison escort? Do a little hunting with some high velocity rounds?
that could be fun. I, I'll admit, that does sound interesting.
It could be a
Do we
weekend
have to take
thing.
Max?
Well, I mean, I still want him to get some
I,
experience, you know. I
do
still
you
want
remember
him to
how he
learn
was the last
something.
time?
I'm not gonna be around
Remember how he
watching
was
him
the last time?
forever. Yeah, I know what
Yeah.
last time. We'll have to box it in. Sorry, Max, but can't quite let you freely use this kind of heavy caliber after what I saw you use before. But I'll find a way to maybe let you shoot something if you behave.
Oh,
That's the
you know what?
promise I want from you, Max.
Yeah. If we, I'll promise that. What does it say? A promise.
I imagine we're both looking at Max. What's Max doing?
Fine, yeah, sure, I promise.
Hey, now promises are binding. A man's only as good as his word.
Yes, a man is only as good as his word.
Now that said, I believe I'm relinquishing custody of him to you again. And you know his school schedule, so I'll make sure he doesn't drop out again or anything.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye on him.
I'm gonna see what work I can do here. I probably have to go right back up to that ship. If Xander's not drunk, I might need his help fixing it too.
All right, so that's what you're doing.
Xander's probably over in the
Conrad.
drunk tank right now.
Yeah, we'll say Xander's back at his typical spot. Maybe he was doing a little bit of work repairing the ship, but now that he's back at his typical bar. He's playing his music.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting a little drunk. That's what Xander's doing. He's enjoying reacclimating to his the colonies. He's missed a lot of people.
Okay.
But Conrad, what would you like to do?
Conrad would like to look for a job.
Where are you going to look for a job on the ship? Like what kind of job are you looking for?
Uh, Probably not something not so stable now. He's just looking for anything that he can get into to make some money.
All right.
I'm assuming he's already bought an apartment since he separated from his wife some time ago.
Yeah, you probably actually have established, you have a separate housing, maybe even under another name, in the E block that you can go back to, or maybe you have a mistress.
I don't know. Conrad was really devoted to her. Still,
So she got divorced with him, is what we're hearing. Okay. So at this point, since you already have a place, are you like, does it take time to like, or do you have to move anything out of the Seegson module?
Conrad's very minimalistic. No.
Okay. So you're going to start looking for work. Is there anything specific that you're trying to do? I mean, this colony is mainly it has some scientific endeavors. It mainly works in communication, but there's a hydroponics farm where people work to produce food for the colony. They always need manual labor, just repairing and doing maintenance. There's a little bit of survey work on the planet. There's just manual labor.
Well, given Conrad's current talents, I think he'd be much better in a more of a fighting kind of job.
So you're going to try to work and ask if security has any openings?
Sure. Yeah, we'll do that.
Security looks at you and
Okay.
goes, shouldn't you be inside one of these cells?
Good at causing crime.
So as Jimmy is and you guys are leaving the F block, the security block, Conrad's probably walking in. You probably run into each other as you're, crossing paths.
Conrad just kind of scoffs.
Don't forget to get your tracker watch.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy.
Hey, you're welcome.
Hope you enjoyed the free mission.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed a perfect mission with absolutely no problems at all once we had you in handcuffs.
Oh, what did we get out of this?
What did we win in that raffle?
Yeah, what did we win? We won nothing.
Well, I won a space flight and I win. I got everything I want.
I sold my soul for
Except a
nothing.
son who listens.
I sold my soul for a friendship with your son.
That was a terrible decision.
You're probably not too wrong about that.
To be fair, the raffle wasn't, hey, fly to a station and try to rob it.
True.
But yeah, so I'm on my way out. I think Jimmy right now is going to go ahead and, of course, he's already volunteered to whoever's in charge again, that he can go back up. He'll pilot the ship again because he knows how it works and he'll help fix it. But he also might take a whole day off just to rest, relax, and try to get some training in.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything you're going to try to train?
I definitely want to try going for a talent. I'm trying to figure out exactly which one it is. I think maybe I wanted another pilot one.
Okay.
Reckless. Because if anything, Jimmy Jimmy is Max's father. They're actually both completely reckless. Just Jimmy's had more experience with it.
What does the reckless trait do?
uh, let's see if I read it off. I live for the rush of adrenaline. I can push any skill roll based on agility twice, not just once. Each push increases my stress level by one.
All right.
I
That's a
figured that
that's a
might
pretty
be
cool
fun.
one. Yeah. So, Conrad, you're going into the security office to ask for a job. You see the security officer right there is just kind of putting away paperwork that he had out for Jimmy and Max, and Max is probably. What are you doing, Max?
Well, while the security officer is talking to Conrad, I'm going to try and steal another transponder watch.
All right. Yeah, make an agility roll.
Now, since I'm trying to do this stealthily, would my new talent come into play? No, never mind. That says move undetected. All right, just figured I'd try. Mobility.
Mobility or an agility, I think. But or mobility is the actual skill. Agility is the trait,
Right.
right?
Is there a negative to this?
Uh, yeah, I'll say there's a -1. So Conrad is chatting with the security officer, and Conrad, what are you going to say to him? Oh, Conrad, it's good to see you. I was just reading this file on you. Seems like you and Max here got into a little bit of trouble.
Oh, we did, man. The reason I'm here actually is because I'm looking for a new job.
Oh, yeah. Um, well, it's good you came to talk to me. Um, yeah, there are some restrictions. Let me see. Yeah, there are some restrictions on what you can do based on your criminal record. Um, Speaking of which, I'm going to need to get you a transponder code or a transponder watch, so that we have to make sure you're up to following the rules of your probation.
Oh, so I came here to ask for a job and now you're giving me a tracking watch?
Exactly. Everything happens for a reason.
Wonderful.
So he like reaches down and pulls out one out of his desk. So here you go. You're gonna have to keep that on at all times. Um, what was this job you were interested in, though? That's exciting. You want to get back into the workforce. Is it not too soon after the whole fired from Seegson?
Yeah, I mean, it turns out business maybe wasn't really my thing. I learned recently that I'm real good with a gun, so
Oh, okay. A gun. Yeah. Yeah. What what did you think you wanted to do with that then? I have to ask, are you intending to are you trying to become a mercenary or a pirate?
Pirate's a little too far, man, but maybe a mercenary, something like that.
Ah, well, I can't say I can wish you any luck, uh, since that might conflict with the whole, you know, running the security of the colony. But uh, have fun. I hear it's a tough market.
No referrals?
Well, I don't think getting fired by Siegson's going to help that. They kind of have the market cornered here on the colony, um, and well, with your record at the UPP, that might be a little bit difficult. Although I know there are some folks that are willing to hire people with a record. Um, it's
All
rough
right.
out there. You might be able to get far enough away that this record is left behind, though.
All right, so it looks like I'm gonna have to get out of this pigsty. Well, thanks, security.
Yeah, you're
See
welcome.
ya. Thanks for the watch.
What happened to your Rolex, by the way?
What did happen to his Rolex?
We
I gave
gave it
it to
away to
someone.
the guy who didn't want to give us the shipment once we got there because we were a few seconds late.
Oh yeah, and
So
then
you used
he,
that to
yeah,
bribe him so we could get a second chance.
yeah.
Certainly no Rolex, but hey, that thing can help you in a pinch, and even just wearing that thing might be able to help keep you out of trouble. It's the thought, really.
Does it even show time?
Yes.
Good. So Conrad needs to train his talent.
Okay. What talent are you going to train?
Killer. When the enemy sustains critical injury, switch D66 rolls so the ones become tens and vice versa.
Ah, okay. And what are you doing to necessarily train for this skill? I mean, this is a what? Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I have no idea. I'm looking for a killer, I guess.
Well, I mean, the trait means you are a killer. Like I mean, you're better at killing things.
Right.
So you could train
Conrad is
by
just
like,
going through all of his pent up anger right now.
Yeah.
Just like beating a pillow and going like, wife, captain, employers. Ugh.
Yeah. Then is he getting? Can he become? Yeah, he can have his metamorphosis, I guess.
so I'm picturing maybe he has
Screaming at his cat.
like a large pillow that he's like, gah, gah,
Yeah. There you go.
and maybe you're taking your because do you still have a pistol?
I have a rifle that I've stole.
Okay. And did you bring that down with you?
Yes.
So that is currently in the security office.
Ah.
Yes. Along with Griffin's big old rifle. But I'll say you could be like, studying anatomy. Maybe he'll even the marshal will even take you out shooting if you ask to use the shooting range. He feels bad for you for your divorce you're going through, and with your manipulative abilities, you kind of leverage that. He's went through a divorce too, and he understands the pain. Um, and so you guys end up taking and going out into the out into the planet surface and taking some shots.
All right.
So so you two are training for the day. Max, what do you want to do?
Now, am I stuck in the security office? Like, or do I have free reign to move around?
You have some free reign. Security just wanted to kind of give you a talking to, make sure here's the rules. We heard what happened on the station. If anything like that, I mean, this can't happen here in the colony. You may have gotten off loose there, but we mean business. Kind of, you just got a stern talking to from them.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a little bit of freedom.
Yeah, okay. So, first thing I want to do is I want to copy my locator signal from my watch to the watch that I stole.
Okay. So that'd be what they've also told you is that you're restricted to B and E block. So,
Right.
which is the recreational and housing block. So, yeah, roll a Comtech check.
I would like to push.
All right, so you get a point of stress, and you get to re-roll.
Huh.
So so that the successes get canceled out by the fumble, unfortunately. So since we're not in a situation in which panic is really going to do much here, and it wouldn't really make sense for you to like, freak out because all the panic rolls are like, frozen with fear and all that. I'm not going to have any panic take effect, but you're fiddling around. Where are you fiddling around with this, by the way? Where are you making
Probably
these
in like
modifications?
some ply closet or something, somewhere where I can get tools, and I think I can like, stand in front of the door with my foot against it, so that if somebody tries to open it, I have a little bit of warning and scare them off time.
All right, so you're making these modifications. You're trying to do it and trying to do it, and you're like, oh, I think I got it. I got it. I've switched the signal. And then you hear a knock on the door. Max, it's that security guard friend of yours, Wyatt, one that got a little burned the last time he ran into you.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm gonna need you to come out of there, son.
Can a boy have some private time?
Not if you're modifying that locator beacon of yours, that locator watch.
Well,
You, you
seeing
know
as
what
you
happens.
know where I am, obviously I'm not doing that.
We we're not idiots. We can tell when the signal's being modified. There were 5 minutes when you had two different signals.
What about now?
Come on out, Max.
Is it 1 or 2 right now?
Still two.
Cool. All right, I'm out. I'm coming out.
All right, he opens the door, or where you open the door. Max, we're gonna have to take it if you're gonna do stuff like this. We're gonna have to keep you under house arrest. We're gonna have to keep a security guard with you 24/7. We don't want to do that.
You really want to do that? I mean, obviously you don't. You just said you don't. So how about you just don't do that?
Come on, hand over the other watch.
I only have the one watch. I just got it to transmit 2 beacons. I'm just trying to shut it off.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's sure. And that's what happened last time you did this trick too. Hand over the other watch. We got to take back to security.
Fine. Here, I'll give him the other watch.
So he escorts you back to security, and they take that watch and the first watch you had again, and they give you a brand new watch. Now,
No
messing with this signal.
I just want to throw out there that if you let me keep the other watch, at least you have plausible deniability for when my signal goes off.
Max, we're here for your safety. We're doing this for you. We don't want you to get you're just a kid, and this whole colony lifestyle is dangerous. If you go to the wrong spot or end up damaging the wrong piece of equipment, it could end up in not just you being hurt, but a bunch of people. We need you to practice some restraint.
I think we have to agree to disagree.
Well, we got to keep an eye on you, Max. What are you up to for the rest of the day, huh?
I imagine I'm probably going to be here.
Well, how do you like Yahtzee?
I don't know. I think his work has become overblown in the last few years. I mean, he's releasing a lot of content these days that nobody's really watching.
The dice game? Yahtzee?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were talking about 200-year-old board games.
Well, it's the classics that that stick around.
Sure.
Has your dad
All
taught
right.
you Yahtzee?
No, I don't think he's into board games.
All right. Well, lucky for me and you, I have a real hankering for it. So he pulls out the Yahtzee set and begins playing away with you. So, we'll say that day passes. Max, you're supervised for pretty much the entire day with a guard. Sticks on you for that entire day until that night when they deliver you to Jimmy, and the guard. I'm sorry, Jimmy, but we caught him trying to mess with his transponder watch again.
There's
Locator
times I
watch.
regret trying to give you advanced computing lessons, Max. How
We
far do you
regret
get
it
this time,
every
though?
day. Pretty far. He managed to clone the signal, but he didn't process the switch quick enough, and
A
we had
little
two
bit
signals for a
further.
while.
This is good work.
Yeah.
Too good work. Thanks for keeping an eye
Yeah.
on him, though. Really, I appreciate
All
it
right.
all. I've got some actual peace of quiet today.
So, for your training,
Yeah.
let's see, it's wits rolls, I believe, for the both of you.
I want to make an argument here that I've also spent my day training in something. Because if I tell you the gift name, I think you can agree with me that I've done it. I may have done it, depending on the wits
Yeah.
roll.
Okay.
Hidden stash. Because I want to, if I make a wits roll, pull out the extra one that I've also got. It didn't get them all.
Yeah, let's see if the wits roll works.
All right.
What are we rolling?
Wits roll to see if your skill got trained.
Oh, well, I don't know how to get it to roll just wits without like clicking survival
Okay.
or something. But that's a 1, a 6,
Yeah.
and a 4.
The talent that you're training for, you have to roll a wits roll after 24 hours to see if you actually got it. Otherwise, you have to make another wits roll in 24 hours. The episode that you've missed, I rolled like 3 times. So okay, 3 days to learn one of my talents.
So the best way to roll is just like roll. Yeah, because you have to. What's your wits?
It was 3. So that's why I had like the 3d6 button.
Yeah. So Jimmy successfully learned your skill.
Yeah.
Conrad, with your first 5 dice, you got 2 successes. So we'll say that works. But in the future, let's do. Let's see. I think you can do base dice.
Well, I used survival since survival is a wit skill that I have 0 points in, so it's effectively my base dice.
So it looks like what you can do if you want to like get a just the dice, you can hit base dice and the number, and that'll just roll using their dice. You can also roll for stress as well.
Okay.
With stress dice. So it looks like all 3 of you got all right. That's hidden stash. So all of you have managed to successfully train these talents.
Hooray!
And we're on to the next day. So the next day, you guys did you have anything that you particularly wanted to do? Like, was there, I mean, how many experience points do you guys have? Are you guys going to train more talents?
I have 3 more. That's not enough to get anything right now. And I spent 5 the previous time to upgrade a skill because I overflowed. Uh,
Okay.
but yeah, I think the thing Jimmy will do today is he's had some nice quiet rest to himself, didn't have to worry about Max at all, and he's ready to go back on that ship and try to help them out repairing it. They
Right.
probably also need to change that transponder if they don't want to keep it a prison ship. I imagine they're
Yep.
going to make some executive decision on that or what they want to do. But fixing the ship is something that'll happen either way.
Yep. Max has 1 experience point. How many experience points do you have, Conrad?
1.
Okay. All right. So you're going to fix the ship. Conrad, did you have anything that you wanted to particularly do? You don't have any training left, or are you going to just continue looking for something to do?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's just a wanderer now.
Is there anywhere that you're particularly going to try to hang out while you're on this colony?
Um, Definitely not going back to security because they suck.
You can zoom in.
He's gonna go to the food center because that's
All right.
where you would assume shady people might be.
The food court
That-
of doom.
The food court.
I mean, theoretically, if there's anyone shady, they have to eventually eat. So at
Exactly.
some point,
They have to be there.
there will be a shady person there.
Coming out of the motel, yeah.
Hey, maybe you're the shady one that's always in the food court.
He's just sitting there eating, looking at everyone.
And Max, what did you want to get up to?
I'll try to look at her thing again.
All
It's a
right.
non-stop boat ride.
It's a non-stop boat ride. Yeah, give me another a Comtech check. All right, so you have managed to clone your locator beacon.
This time I've turned mine off and the other one on simultaneously.
That's true. You made the correct switch over. Where did you want to are you going to carry the secondary locator beacon, or what are you planning on doing?
Yeah, no, I'm staying on me. And I mean, not literally on me. I'm not wearing 2 beacons at once. But I'll keep one on me until I find the place that I want to ditch it when I want to make my run.
Okay. So, Conrad, you're sitting there in the food court, eating some. It's mainly colony-grown food. You're kind of hanging out, eating. It's nice, and you hear a voice. Is this seat taken?
No, it's free. No one sits with me anyways.
Oh, great. He sits down. It's a man that looks like he's in his civvies, so you can't quite tell what he does. Um, uh, Johan, nice to meet you. What's Conrad, right?
Nice to meet you, Johan. Conrad Smith.
Oh, how's the food today? I decided to go with more of the salad, but those potatoes look good.
It's average as usual. I'm sure those guys at the hydroponics farm could use me, but you know, good old colony food.
That's right. That's right. Hey, it's what you can get. It's better than what you get on those ships, anyways. I I heard about what happened to you. That sucks. That sucks, man. What do you think about doing?
I don't know. Apparently, I'm not meant for a company, and I don't know if Wheelan Utani would hire me, so I'm just gonna hang out here until I find some work.
Oh, I met with Karen, but
Oh,
what happened with the colony or with the with Seegson?
oh, they fired me. I uh,
Oh,
I did get a little restless out the UPP.
okay. Well, um, what are you gonna do now?
Uh, I guess sit here and torment Karen. You know, I see her walking by every once in a while. She gets off for lunch. I just kind of sit here and stare at her.
That sounds really fun.
Thank you. I'm taking a lot of joy in it, Johan.
Yeah, sounds like you're really moving on. Moving on. Um, Speaking of moving on, you're one of the folks that got on that ship up there, right?
Yep. I hear they're still repairing it.
Yeah. I also hear that they're going on a survey mission, an inter-system survey mission, in the next few days. Are you still friends with that pilot?
I'd say we're more rivals, but we'll still work together. His son's indebted to me. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Well, if you manage to get on that ship for that survey mission, you let me know, yeah? I think it could be really worth your while. Um,
Oh, what you got planned? Where's the survey mission, and what's the diversion you're alluding?
oh, well, I don't have anything planned. I'm just, you know, I think it could be worth your while. You let me know, and we'll talk more.
All right.
Uh, uh, have a good day.
Thanks, Johan.
Okay.
If you see
All right.
Kara, tell her I said hello.
I probably won't.
All right.
But, yeah. See you, Conrad.
See ya.
So, Max, did you have anything? Do you have anything planned with these locator beacons, or just up to kid stuff?
Well, I did want to try and steal my dad's giant rifle, but I think that ship sailed the moment that I left the security office.
That might be difficult.
I mean, it's pretty easy to get in there. Literally, I just have to do something bad, and then escort me there.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I don't think I have any plans at the moment for it.
Okay. So you're just hanging out, maybe in the rec center, maybe in the recreation. Would you say you're mainly hanging out in the rec in B block or E block?
Let's see. Bebop's Recreation. Yeah. What was the other one? B-block or what?
Yeah, E block is housing, B block is recreational.
Oh, then yeah, B-block for sure.
B block's got like the arcade and stuff like that on level 1.
Yeah. Yeah, probably the arcade. I imagine I'm what was that kid from Salute Your Shorts that shows up in the Terminator movie? Have you seen this kid? And yeah, immediately he's right over there. Yeah, that guy. Shady cop. He's right over there.
I don't think I've ever seen that film.
Terminator? You've never
Well,
seen
what?
Terminator?
Well, I've seen Terminator, but
Started
what's
referring
the
to the kid, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
don't
he was a child actor. He was in, well, child actor. He was a teenage actor, but he was in other things. I think he was in not Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah,
No,
what
he
is Salute
was.
Your Shorts?
Salute Your Shorts was a Nickelodeon television show. A bunch of kids in camp. About the same time as Hey Dude came out.
Ah, I
Uh,
think that movie was. I think it looks like Salute Your Shorts was a lot. Was before my time. Before I was
Really?
watching.
I mean, it would have been the period right after Pete and Pete.
Yeah, that's 1991.
That's
That's
Danny
what the
Cooksey.
internet's saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he was
kept
in Salute Your
replaying it for a
Shorts.
decade. I did at least manage to see a little bit of this stuff, but anyway.
All
Max
right.
is actually doing stuff, isn't he?
Back to actually doing stuff. You're sitting around. You're playing one of the new arcade games, Pac-Man 22, something like that. Um, and you're hanging around and roll an observation check.
I'm pretty good at observation. Just not good at saying it, apparently.
All right, so you're playing, and you're just kind of hanging out and having fun, doing kid things, enjoying your day, and you spy down the hall. Maybe it's because of the people involved, but you spy a security guard, and that's probably what you notice first off. You see the security guard, and the security guard looks like he's talking to um, one of the guys that's currently wearing equipment as if they're working in the hydroponics farm. And I mean, you can tell because even from here, you can see it looks like he's still got a little bit of dirt on his boots, and it looks like they're trying to like have a conversation, like, kind of away from other people. And you see them, like the guy in hydroponics, exchange what looks like a package to the guy in security.